No, Jesus, you can't double anal fist my flump.
Bruh! Oh, God!
Oh, the mic.
That man said the A word.
Was the mic on at all?
Mine was on.
Well, it was on?
Remember, that's how I do mine.
Yes.
I
Good.
press them together.
He double fists the buttons.
I double fist the buttons.
So, good. Hey, Jess, if you're watching, you should double fist the buttons.
Always double fist the buttons.
Hi, everybody. It's hashtag BoisClub.
BoisClub.
Welcome to a very broken episode of Divide and Conquer Arthurian Tales. Let me spell the word club. There we go. Cube. There we go. I spelled it. Yeah, this is a 5th edition game based on Legend of Old. We do not have a Jess nor a Lee because they are doing work stuff, which is the reason why we weren't able to do it last week, because I had the exact same work stuff.
And next week I'll have works. No, I'm kidding.
I swear, it'll just get all the yearly reviews done. No more. Yes.
Oh, I legitimately won't be here next week. God. It's my birthday.
Oh, well then have fun.
I won't be here for the month of August.
What?
Why not?
Multiple things.
Okay. Well, I won't be here for the month of July. I won't. Well, the first 2 weeks.
I won't be here.
Y'all fucking suck! I'm gonna be here every goddamn week.
I'm just gonna be here outside.
I'll just come here and hang out with Ma.
I mean, yeah, do it. She'll fucking like it.
She cooks really good. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't joke. Jesus comes back from vacation. I'm just like 300 pounds.
What are you doing, step bro?
I'm not calling you dad.
Not like
Hey.
your stepfather, but he is the father who stepped up.
Jeez. God. If you only knew my father and how easy that would have been.
We are opening with heaters, gentlemen.
Just don't hit people. Maybe that's a good thing. So, let's do the normal stuff. Hey, all the information's down below. Like, you can get T-shirts. You can get awesome books that's down here, and I can't reach it because I knocked over some other books. Lynn's art projects down below. Comic books down below.
Stickers.
Yeah, and if you're watching this in the future on Twitch, on YouTube or Spotify or Anchor or any other place that we broadcast our stuff, there's a lot of cool links there to support a lot of good organizations. So go support, and hopefully this experiment called America can be good again. Let's do character intros. Jesus, that's a Trent. Hey Trent, who are you playing?
I'm playing Carver, a Hexblood Warlock who now knows how to flump.
Can you actually? I'm not gonna ask yet. Hi, my name is Ryan. I'll be playing Crosshatch, a Warforged fighter / warlock that doesn't know how to flump. I guess that's that. I'm not sure if that's the running meme today, but that's what we're going with.
I'm Wolf. I play Bearclaw. I do circle of spores things, and I'm unbearable.
Oh my god. I don't know if I should give you XP or take XP away from you.
Why does it matter? We do milestone leveling.
Then take the level.
It matters to me.
I feel like that's a milestone.
Hey Jeremiah, who you playing?
Saerus, Fellow Ward, a Genasi fighter. I don't have a pun.
Every day you have to have a pun. That's your homework.
Oh.
You get a C-.
No,
you're
playing the Mandalorian.
My Asian mom will be sad.
She would be
C+.
Alright, let's roll that game footage.
Your farting cloud was actually a grenade. He wants to just be able to have a farting cloud on standby.
I tried to look at the timer to see where we at, and it was like, oh, 2 seconds.
I have other waves.
Not in front of the children.
How do you summon a CR-1-8 aberration?
So,
There's definitely some.
what had happened last time? This game's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. We're gonna get so much done. After the meeting, the party gets together to discuss with Arthur about the next course of actions. You guys went to the sewer. You pinpointed the location using 2 gigantic maps that Arthur had. So you guys went underneath the city. You guys were guiding Bearacade, who was a little blind going down the sewers. You guys choked a guard, took his keys, freed Merlin as the vampire was trying to attack you guys. A moonbeam took care of that vampire with ease. As these guards were trying to synchronize themselves and attack in unison, the funnel system that was used for their advantage was used now for y'all's advantage, and they were disintegrated, singed, and iced over.
Simultaneously.
Simultaneously, yes. As you guys left a little bit after midnight, you saw Bathory about 300 feet in the air, casting a spell as this weather started destroying and killing individuals. She fled from Camelot as Arthur had Merlin's staff in hand with Excalibur unsheathed, and you guys saw that the church had a scuffle, and it looks like there is a individual who is passed out, and a lot of church members are around them trying to see what is up.
You want to give us a level?
No.
Quick, do it while me and Jess aren't here.
Not right. 2 levels. only if you ask nicely.
I'll do that thing with my mouth.
Oh, say less. So,
Level 18 immediately.
are you sure? Level 30? God.
Joke's on you. I was the betrayer god y'all unleashed all along.
Oh, God.
Anytime.
Heyo.
After the thunder crashes, the whirlwinds, the icebergs, the acidic rain that was falling,
Particularly vengeful storm.
very it's like it was a very vengeful storm. Yes. Now it is a huge downpour of rain, and most of the city that had any light source, either outside oil lanterns, etc., looks like they've been destroyed or melted, and the real only illumination right now would be just the large bolts of lightning that like illuminate the streets every now and then. Individual households are starting to find candles and lanterns to have some visibility. There's a lot of screams going on in the city. A lot of the buildings, especially the weaker constructed ones, the first story ones, look like they're melted or broken through with the bolts and ice that fell through. As Arthur and Merlin kind of embrace themselves, you hear muttering from the church nearby, and now you start hearing a bell. Dun, 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 not from the church, but from Camelot Castle.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And you're saying that the rain is not acidic anymore?
the rain is not acidic. It is extremely cold, but nothing magical about it.
I'm hot naturally.
As you'll see that Lena immediately goes over to a house and starts healing people, and her sister just flies over with her wings exposed and starts assisting her as they're busy healing. What are we doing?
Oh, thank God the human passing people are doing the healing effort.
Oh, I think I know where Carver is, and he's not here. He is in a bucket over there.
Would you like me to go and fetch him?
It's Sure.
Or is he in a bottle right there?
No, it's gonna be a little difficult to find, so don't worry about it.
Substitute for now.
It's the only human I have
What?
here, but
That one's at least 3 times as tall as him.
and a lot more muscular, and a lot more armored. He looks nothing like it. So, what are we doing, guys?
Disguise self.
There you go. Perfect.
Perfect.
I'm just kind of looking around and just beaming at all of y'all's heads. What do we do? 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 Do we assault the church?
I'm actually gonna go.
We should probably follow Zafiri.
Oh, I was gonna run towards Arthur.
Not that we're gonna catch up.
Yeah, she's kind of flying and moving really fast. Then fuck off.
You're
that
gonna
direction.
try to follow on Bathory? Is that what you said?
No, I'm gonna run towards Arthur and Merlin where they are and just
Okay. As soon as,
basically kind of catch Arthur up what happened and also ask him what happened.
as you are catching him up, you see that he hands over Merlin's staff, and all of the 47 sigils light up and glow. It's almost like they expand from the staff and then re-emerge and start shifting around. And you see that his eyes kind of glow blue for a second.
Man,
After
I
you,
wish my stick was
How many
good.
were there? How many were there?
47.
How many were there to begin with?
Oh, there were 50 initially. I believe he got down to a lower number.
So they recharged?
Before?
no, he had more than 50. He had 50 when he went to his home. Had less. No, he had 47 when he fought the. So he should have 42 now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he is.
Thanks, Mass Genius.
Yeah.
Now he's got less.
The glowing was his 2 FA.
The what was that called?
Hmm?
The star thing.
Yes, the Black Sphere, Black Star. Sorry. As Arthur takes everything in, is trying to just process everything as he just exhales, and you see his face shifted from happy and angry and panic to just complete focus. Thank you. Help anyone that you can. That alarm system means that we have gods coming in. Yes.
I hate to be that guy, but
Yes.
I thought he got down to like the 20s.
No, I don't remember.
No, you could have gone into 20s.
Because he teleported out and that used 10.
No, his teleport would have used 6.
Okay.
Jeez, over here dropping like specific.
I don't remember number 20.
He would have.
That was like 23 or 27.
He had 50. He walked over.
For every
And
hour, Merlin
teleported
spends
back.
in handcuffs.
When are you talking about?
Specific times in my head. So he had 50 at that point.
Rock babies.
Rock babies. Before that, he walked over to the island. Then you guys were like, "Yo, shit's happening." Then he teleported over, which
He teleported over, he dark starred, and then he teleported back.
you should have 30 something left.
I'm just waiting for Jesus to be like, fuck it, I'm the DM.
Okay.
He has this many.
Stop making Merlin weaker. He has whatever Jesus says.
Merlin
I'm-
now has a BDSM
I'm waiting
fetish.
for Jesus to say fuck it and set him
No.
back to 50.
You're absolutely right. He has 28 left.
Wow.
Trent.
Trent, why are you
Absolutely
giving
right.
our MacGuffin?
Trent's like that Steve Deus Ex this Machina bitch.
Alright, make a note.
I'm gonna respond to Arthur when he's like, just help anyone you can. I'm just gonna beam into his head. I don't know if they'll accept help from me. What do I do? Is there anything you need murdered right now?
No, don't kill anything.
Okay.
If it's a building that's falling, help with the structure. If there's something that you can do, then assist them when they need it.
Gotcha.
And you see, it's going to take them about 2 or 3 more minutes, but you start seeing people marching in with plate armor and spears and swords. You start marching towards around them. You see that Merlin kind of waves his sword, and there's just a beacon of light that kind of shines. Technically, you can just do that for a while. Yeah. So his sword has a light spell on it. Alright, now he's a torch. Forgot his sword can do that. So there's a beacon now, and Merlin's like, oh yeah. So what are we doing?
There was somebody passed out in the church.
There is someone passed out in the church, and there's a circle of men of cloth around the person that
Well, I'm gonna tell.
looks like they're passed out.
I'm gonna tell Merlin I'm not much of a healer.
Then if you couldn't help me, you need to rest. It's fine. If you need to search for whoever did this, that's also fine. I need to medicate to make sure that my actions do not cause any tension between the delicate balance that people have with the church, with you and with myself. Yes.
I'm so sorry.
What's up?
The guy that's passed out.
Yeah.
There was a ritual going on in that church, yeah?
There
To
was.
destroy the staff?
No, not necessarily.
No, not none. I don't want to hear it.
There was people who were hiding the staff. Yes. That's all you know.
It's not all I know.
What do you know?
They were trying to destroy it.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
The staff was underneath a stone, a piece of planked wood, and that's where it's destroyed now. And Merlin
Is
currently has it.
the passed out guy in a robe.
He is in a robe. Yeah.
Is it any more decorated than the robes around him?
Only a little. There seems to be like a gold trim around the connecting buttons, but not anything that you'll see.
Not any high clergy.
No, nothing that you would
He's
consider
not
high
wearing
clergy.
a really tall hat.
And no one inside the church currently has armor. You do know that everyone that was in the sewers that had Merlin captive all had white armor.
I'm not going to do anything yet.
Sure.
I'm deeply concerned by the yet.
I'll start walking towards them.
Okay. Yeah.
I assume they're a couple 100 feet away.
If you're going towards the church was not that far from the little hole that you guys went from. This is just a guesstimation. This is the church. This is the broken piece. Little altar place of little altar places.
And I will actually disguise self to appear entirely human.
What's that?
Where you guys came from.
Oh, this is the hole.
Yeah.
What are we doing there?
So.
Where were you guys before? Bear is
Where's
joining Carver
Because that's where we're talking.
and
Bear's doing what, sorry?
joining Carver
Okay.
and polymorphing into a bear.
Okay.
Just being there.
I love it.
I have disguised self as bear.
At third level.
I'm going to ride my bear. My totally bear.
You're going to polymorph or B-shape?
Polymorph.
Oh,
I want to
okay.
keep my beast shapes for.
Okay. Just making sure. All right. So you see as Bear starts muttering spells and all these beetles and larvae and insects and fungi that are like on top of some of these insects, almost like hats, and the fungi start spreading around almost web-like as Bear starts cleaning himself and being a lot more presentable, and his fur gets thicker, that soft like part under his back that kind of sunk in. Now it's firm and muscular, and you see a bear in front of you. I'll say it's from this specific like placement. You kind of go over to you. Not that it's super intimidating. His old form was a little bit more intimidating, but now that those teeth are extremely large and sharp, and his face is up here, and this dullness kind of hits his eyes as his intelligence is gone, he'll just kind of put his head where yours is, and kind of push you almost down.
Does he
And
still
then-
have the monocle?
The monocle, I'll say, falls and kind of dangles on his fur. And then a gigantic lick. And since it's a polymorph, you have the intelligence of a bear now. Alright, cool. But they're your friends, and that's very important to know.
I'm gonna say to you, you got a hot date? Because, you know, you're not falling apart dead.
Wait, Bear taught me words in bear! Oh god. Oh god, I'm kind of concerned. I don't know if I can actually talk to this fucker.
So, other thing that needs to be a thing. Door, visible, NPCs. Okay.
Oh yeah?
Let's make the city not empty.
Shit, I only wrote down 2 things.
Are those guys conscious?
Yes.
I take it that Merlin and, or rather, Arthur came from that place?
Yes, they came from the. Well, Merlin came with you, and Arthur came from the church. Yes.
Gotcha.
And I'll say these are some guards that are kind of seeing what's happening and assisting. We'll see this guy start approaching the door. And Carver, you're on Bearclaw. You guys are marching in.
Well, I'm not marching in.
You're not marching in. Okay, you're just on top of Bearclaw.
Yeah.
Got it. And
I'm gonna wait there and let them come to me.
okay. If no one else is doing anything, you'll see this clergyman who currently has like a bowl cut, looks in his early 20s. Life has not been good to him. He looks a little malnourished. Comes out. You see that he has a little bit of the tiniest blood, and the only reason why you notice that is because when the rain hits, it kind of starts dragging down. But it's not that he's injured, really. It looks like it's someone else's blood. And looks towards Arthur. You can't do this. This was a holy place. Arthur looks at all of you, smiles, and says,
I'm just gonna beam into his head. I thought you said we couldn't murder anyone.
points towards you and just turns around.
Is that a yes or a no to murder? I continue.
As you're saying that, he is speaking at the same time. It's like you. I will say that sure. You will see the kind of his ears like twitching, like he's like I'm concentrating here. As Merlin kind of takes a step back, Arthur will look at this church individual. Seems someone in your chapel has taken my friend's equipment and hid it. I do not blame you for what happened. Things got heated. When someone tries to grab my sword, I tend to defend myself. And nothing against the holy order that you guys are in. And of course you are an important part of Camelot, which is why I assume you will open your doors for all the injured people that need somewhere safe to hide, as your roof is not that damaged and there is no water leaking into the chapel.
I'm just waiting for the reveal that his name is Joel Ostino.
That's the guy who's knocked out. That's why he's not that. As Merlin, so Arthur kind of takes a step in, grabs the guy, he flinches. Let's walk in and talk about this out of the rain. You kind of go inside and you see that he's discussing it. His sword is sheathed, and you still see bright light coming from the scabbard. What do y'all do?
I'm gonna get right up next to the door and detect magic.
Sure. Okay.
I'm gonna actually start walking around the side of the church, kind of like looking.
This way or this way?
I'm gonna go around this way.
Okay.
I'm kind of trying to assess the damage from the ridiculous fucking storm that flying bitch was releasing.
Sure.
But also trying to look for an alternative way into the church while being as
Roll me an
mildly-
investigation or perception.
I wonder if it will work, but I will stay in the front door.
Okay.
And then I will light up a fire in my hand. I don't know if it will. It's a magical fire, but I don't know what will happen with the rain.
What? Can you roll perception as well?
Best
Okay,
stat.
so we're gonna start with you.
18.
18. There
that's a
is
19.
definitely an entryway by a door that's over here. That is locked.
You have a sword.
There are.
I have force damage.
There are windows here.
Well, board.
And if you look through the window on yonder, you'll see that the inside has a makeshift bed, candelabra that is on.
Oh, they do have electricity still. Dope.
So candelabra is on. There's books scattered throughout, and then one section, all the books are completely organized, neatly categorized. You see a couple of barrels there too. So, desk, unorganized, and then everything over here is really neatly organized.
Two sides of the office.
Look what you just there. What did you get on your perception?
19.
19. You'll see that Merlin looks towards you, and he kind of mutters to himself, "Okay, you got this, you got this." Puts his hand in his back pocket, turns away from you,
Why?
and your flame is there and is producing heat.
Oh, I'm not really like trying to produce heat. It's because Merlin was trying to like, beacon. We're
Yeah.
like, well, this is as much as I could do.
Okay. You'll see that there's a lot of soldiers who are going to start coming in your area. As you detect magic that is 60 feet, correct? 30 feet. Okay.
You need to kind of specifics of not to rules lawyer, but I think it blocks off like 1 inch of stone or something like that. Detect magic.
Yeah.
Was it or no?
Yeah, it's 1 inch of stone, but the church is made out of wood, so it needs
1
like
foot
5
of
feet.
stone.
Yeah, and it needs like 5 feet of wood, so it will go through.
Haha.
But yeah, no, that's a good thing. You don't detect anything, other than obviously Merlin and all your friends.
You don't even detect a scarecrow.
While it's up, I'm gonna walk around the perimeter to the back where Crosshatch is.
Barry, you tag along? Okay.
As you come around the corner, you're just seeing me point my wand at the door like, should I do this?
Anything?
I don't know. I didn't really think about that. So yeah, you will. This room, there's some magic in there.
Oh, also quick thing. Can I be troll a little bit
Yeah.
and pull out a torch and light it and give it to Merlin?
Oh my god.
Sure. I said, some of it is starting to get put out. He kind of just make sure it's like by like where the rain
Yeah.
isn't falling. He's like his back's against the wall. Looks at you. Thanks.
You would know that if your int isn't 2.
Bears have pretty low end.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do detect magic in that room.
Oh, I have the dumbest way to breach that door.
Very cool.
Not as dumb as me.
Oh, no, it
Guaranteed
actually
it.
involves you, like, in a glorious fashion. I'm just gonna beam into your head. Bear, there's treats inside this door.
Don't fucking.
Hey, I've seen bears open a car, not smash it, like actually.
You said that in common. He can't hear you anyway.
It is common. Yes, this is not telepathy. It is. They need to understand your language. So you hear words in your head. They seem nice.
I bootstrap this normal bear's sentience.
Bear looks confused and
Sure.
then utters questioningly whatever the word in bear is for God.
As
Oh no.
Bearclaw looks like he's found something. He stares straight up into the sky in his peaceful manner.
This church is awfully convenient.
Yes.
Do you want to do this?
I mean, it's not like we can piss off the church any worse. You're a human riding a totally normal
Is this
bear, but
door
I'm an
open?
abomination.
The
Inner
one towards the
door.
back. No, it was closed when you guys saw it from the other side.
That's a yes.
So, do we want to go?
What magic did I detect inside that room?
Once you concentrate and check on it, you will find illusionary magic.
Okay, but from what?
Roll my perception.
Trent's first one of the night coming right up.
10, which is not a 10.
It's not good.
11.
11. I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking of a 12. It's here, but you don't know where. So like on this side.
Okay, what is there?
There is a bookshelf with very, very neatly organized books. That's all you see
I
from the window.
assume I cannot read the titles of any of the books from outside the room.
Well, that's kind of library, so yeah, you'll be able to read them. They're a good portion of them are the good book of I don't think of a fucking title for it.
Okay, I don't give a fuck about the good books.
Yeah.
I care about the bad books.
There's a lot of good books, and then there's a lot of books that seem to be kind of petty and used, and but as you're reading through them, it's more like agricultural and romance novels. It seems like these are books that were confiscated or personal use, but you don't think that.
Personal use.
Yeah, the most worn book in the library is a copy hastily scrawled on it, the lusty Argonian maids.
Let's see one that says Pleasure Palace of the Good
20
Queen.
Shades of Altar Boys.
Holy crap!
Oh.
So that's all the way at the bottom. But yeah, these are a whole bunch of books that look like they've been taken and placed there. Just because they're it's all organized, and then that section is not really organized, but at least is well placed.
I'm gonna mage hand inside the room and unlock the door and open it.
Opens.
That is the dumbest use of mage hand I've ever seen work, and I've never thought of it.
You can see inside. He knows generally where the lock is. Just the door opens up.
I'm just gonna be, you're gonna hear like almost as an afterthought in the back of your mind, fuck, I was gonna blow the door open.
Just a little more.
Yeah. So what do you do?
I'm gonna try and find the magic book.
Okay.
Or magic thing inside a book.
Once you look inside the yes.
We're going inside. Do I see anyone in this room?
Other than your friend, nope.
I drop concentration.
Give me, before you go away, you are a bear. Give me a perception check with advantage. Yes.
He's back.
He will be in a second, but not at this exact moment.
When I know he is back,
Mhm.
I am immediately going to message him in his head. If you hear noises, bar the door.
Okay. What did you get on your perception check?
I don't. Am I using bear's perception or
Uh,
a bear's?
I think you said before he comes back. So
yeah, so you
ask the bear. Like the
Bear
bear.
the
because
door.
Only more if you keep their stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out what that roll is.
So the bear.
I believe it's like a +6 or 4.
Okay, well then it is either a 16 or an 18.
Okay. It's as soon as you go in, since you were like, is there anybody else here? You smell something before you lose concentration of the spell, and it's now that you're in that stage between changing back into your normal self. It's almost like you see a line of scent, like the cartoon, leading down into the ground.
Ah.
And now you're like, there's something that smells off and leads over there.
Smells what's cooking down
Yes,
there.
when you're after you see that he changes back, you tell him immediately to barricade.
Bear the door.
Yeah.
As your concentration is still on your spell, you see that the entire bottom part of the bookshelf is covered in the same strength of magic, and is that illusionary magic? Yes.
As I see them enter, I'm gonna beam into both of y'all's heads. It's just gonna take me a second. I'm gonna go get Saerus because apparently we are church robbing today.
Is there a hole?
From your perspective, you just see well-organized books at the bottom.
I will get down and fucking crawl to find a hole.
Okay, as you kind of
This man is on his hands and knees for a whole.
that entire bottom bookshelf is not there, and so you find in like the off center, you'll feel a ladder.
But I can't see.
You cannot see through.
It's illusion magic.
So you're gonna go grab Saerus?
Yeah, in the most comical way possible. I'm gonna walk back around the way I came,
Alright.
and because I think that was Cyrus's last known position, I'm just gonna whisper around the corner, Cyrus.
God. No. I'm gonna look.
I'm just gonna beam into your head. I mean, if you worship metal scarecrows, sure. Yeah, we're robbing a church.
Give me a pencil.
Quietly.
Is there furniture next to the door leading to the church?
Saerus is gonna. face
The only
forward.
furniture here would be
Rose
a bed that's really nicely made, a
do you
desk,
wanna
and a
come
chair. And
with us?
everything on
To
this
rob the
side
church?
of the room is incredibly messy, and everything on the other side is perfectly well reserved, like spotless.
Damn.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bear's first idea was knock the bookshelf over to block the door.
You can if you want to.
No, first I'm gonna start making my way downtown.
Obviously, arms. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say
Church
that,
robbing
just letting you guys know, with Bear being in the room, 3 of you guys can fit so 2 plus Bear, or all 3 of you. If Bear was a little bit smaller, then all 4 of you guys could fit.
I mean,
He's a
Cyrus
bear.
is also kind of big.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, he's a bear.
No, as I say, like Cyrus also kind of big, so yeah, it's not comfortable.
A little bit. Alright. What do you do, guys?
I'm gonna whisper
What?
to Carver, if you find anything.
I wish. Say again?
Like, did you find anything? In a whisper.
No.
In a whisper, he says.
Where you at?
I'm outside the door.
Jesus, rolling dice makes me think we're not supposed to be doing this.
I will move outside the door to tell you what I have found.
Tell me.
I'm gonna keep watching.
Okay. What is your passive?
Passive perception.
19.
Okay.
15, but I'm also turning invisible, standing still for a few seconds.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to him, to Carver again, and quietly. And I say,
I'm matching his whisper.
Understood.
I'm just gonna say, Arthur is trying to keep the peace. Maybe we should. It's a good thing to let him know what we have found before actually doing things.
I agree, but there was no
Yeah.
peace before Arthur came here.
That's true.
You're also currently circling an unconscious man.
Are you dancing away at the moment?
Like, is this church the greatest moral authority in Camelot? Something's telling me from what we've stumbled upon in the past few minutes, maybe not.
It's not.
Would Bear have seen Carver's arm go into the shelf?
Yeah.
Like through what was supposed to be there?
Yeah. Easy.
Bear's gonna go sniff at it.
Okay.
Does it smell like books?
No. It smells very stinky and slight bit of decay.
Uh-oh. It seems like it's time to dispel magic.
So maybe it's
Okay.
not stinky to Bear.
Sure. That's a good point. That might be your call to say if it's stinky. I might smell familiar or friendly.
It smells like me.
It smells like more thralls.
It smells like decay for sure. Yeah. So you're going to dispel magic?
Yep.
Okay. Once you utter your spell in whatever language you choose, bear or not, you'll see that the bookshelf underneath completely goes away, and the actual bookshelf looks like it's attached to the wall, so it was built onto the wall, except it stopped at the bottom shelf. With your passive, you'll see that it wasn't always like this. There was a bottom part, but it was torn off. You see some of the edges look like they were colored after the fact. If the spell wasn't there, it passes for sure. But the fucking hole on the floor and the ladder leading downward does not. And yeah, it's just a hole down, so you don't have dark vision. The candle won't give you more than maybe about a foot of light down this hole.
Bear will quietly and common. Loud stage whispers probably
Sure.
the quietest you
Okay.
can manage. Tell Arthur. And point towards the hole.
You're just gonna peek your head like.
Do I have a line of sight to Arthur?
No.
I can open the door and
Through a
yell to
window.
Arthur.
If you move around to the window, yes.
Maybe we should do that.
How to roll initiative
Okay,
in
yeah.
30 seconds or less.
Yeah. So
Message Arthur.
what's your message?
I don't know what it smells like, so there is a hidden passage in the back room. Underground.
Bear can open the door for him.
You're casting message, not sending. Okay. You see that Arthur looks around at the second glance. We'll see you at the window, and then just shake his head. And he puts his other hand on the young man, and he says something and smiles. He kind of
That's scary.
forces him and turns him, and then walks out. You see that the young man kind of starts going back to...
Turned him away from me, I would assume.
yes, it makes him look towards the person that's unconscious.
Okay.
And then goes the other direction.
Like he goes outside,
Yeah, he goes outside,
like
passes...
this,
Yeah.
and then he turns and goes
Yeah.
this way.
I'll go back around to meet him.
What's your passive?
Passive 11?
Okay. It's 11, then... Unless you're super bad at it, which I could probably roll.
If you have a +1 to perception,
No,
that's
it's
10
14.
plus...
10 plus what your perception is.
It's 11.
Okay. Yeah, so, as far as you know, Arthur comes back over here. He said he kind of moves his hand over his sword and the light disappears. People will be looking for me, wanting for me to give them something to do, and I'm sure individuals will want an explanation of what's happening. So I cannot join you. What is? And he looks inside. That's suspicious.
Plot, meet, hook. I'm just beaming into his head. Also, please don't hit me.
He looks at you all. To be honest, I think I'm a good character when I know someone's lying. I don't think that young man was lying. He did not know that Melon's staff was underneath the altar.
Maybe it's just the higher priests.
Could be.
that
Obviously,
knows.
this is usually a back room for who's ever whichever bishop decides to take the church mantle this week.
That's fucking right, yeah. The young guy's the patsy, obviously.
Yes.
That guy's not dead.
He does
He
not look
very
dead.
quickly
That
can
guy is
be.
unconscious.
That guy is
Oh,
unconscious, yeah.
god damn it.
The guy is unconscious, yeah.
Trent, are you about to murder a clergyman?
No.
Why would you do that?
Why would I do that? When I can interrogate him in his dreams.
That's a spell.
Oh, wait.
That's a spell.
I'm just gonna sit here in this back room. Y'all go ahead. 1 minute.
1 minute casting time.
Oh, it's a ritual? Okay. Yes.
I have 3 zombies in shining armor.
That's right.
Like, at this moment?
Yeah.
Where?
I reanimated them when we were coming up from the sewer.
Yeah.
Do you lose, if you lose concentration on them, do they go away?
I want to say they're just a passive thing. If it's from your specific ability.
2 of
I
them
think
were.
I don't think animate dead is a concentration.
I don't think so either.
I'm
No,
gonna
I don't
message
think
you,
so.
or just tell you.
My thing is, you turn into a bear. Will it still follow your command?
Polymorph has concentration. If animate dead also has concentration, it breaks the concentration range.
Can you wake me up if we're in danger?
And then sit somewhere else.
I mean,
It's not concentration.
Okay.
Oh. Well, that's good.
So
I'm just picturing a zombie walking around confused, hearing just just in its head. Just like, fuck, that's my line. So are we diving in holes while this?
well, for right
Do
now,
not lose concentration of the
for
zombos.
right now, I've got my zombos just outside the back of this room because they seem like they'd be hanging around the church.
Yeah. I'll say that they were slowly moving this entire time towards you, and then when I was like, I'm glad you're here. What happened to your ear?
What? I'm just gonna beam into his head. Bear.
Checks the pulse. Who's doing this?
That'd be Bear.
I'm impressed and
Mortified. Yeah, we
yeah,
know.
yeah.
We
Okay.
can use friends.
To wake him up.
As you start seeing some guards come over, well, they are wearing white. That makes it more convincing. Go over there. I'll catch you. Just go. On the other. Yes, help that. Good job. You need to do something fast. So you're
Re-entering the room
okay.
in the farthest corner.
He's really tiny. I count him as a small creature for that corner.
I mean, there's also a bed and chair there, so you perfect. Yeah, no issue.
For added security,
Mm-hmm.
Bear is just standing against the door that leads into the church and using
Oh, okay.
the mass of a bear
Yeah.
as a barricade.
Well, you want to know what's
Yeah.
funny?
I'm not wasting any time.
Yeah, as soon as you sit there, you start concentrating.
Yeah, it opens
It takes-
into the church, not into the room.
It's a 10-minute ritual. How long?
It's an 8-hour ritual.
No, it's 1
1
minute
minute casting
Okay,
time,
thank
8-hour
you.
duration.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So, by the time Arthur says this and Bear is barricading the door,
How does the door open? That's one of the questions.
Does it open out or does it open in?
it opens into Bear.
Okay.
I rolled 99% on
I mean, he would have had no way of knowing that. But
Yeah, no, it works. It's working out fine. Sorry, Mike, I didn't mean to hit you.
So funny.
Okay,
It's like,
your spell is casted. So, as
just wrong.
this is the first time I ever encountered this spell. So, as you go into meditative state, very similar to those that Lena goes into, you're out of your body, and you'll see a string that leads towards through the door, and as you kind of float outside the door, and the string goes right into the head of, if I'm using, I've got it around, I think it goes directly to the heart. So it will lead directly into the chest of the individual. And you see a lot of other strings kind of floating to the side of every other person, but they're not attached to you. So it's almost like this is the only person that you can interact with because of the parameters of your spell. So as you kind of grab onto it and use it as your anchor to float to the side, and you see that their head has this pulsation of just clear magical energy. And as soon as you grab onto that energy, the spell is casted. Let me pull it up just to make sure. You can illusion fuck in their sleep, right? Like you can warp their minds.
Oh yeah.
I can make them see whatever I want to.
Okay. And what is the exact? It's not sleep. What's the spell called?
This is called
Dream.
Dream. Thank you. Okay. So what do they see?
I'm putting them back in front of the altar with me in white.
Back in front of the altar with what?
Me in white.
Okay.
I want to see what they do.
Okay.
A little short for a church guard, huh?
As they see you. Oh, you're new? What time is it? Is mass going to start? I was just something a long time. But please start turning on the candles and water's in the back. If you need me to tell you where it is, I'll go get it. And you start preparing, and you see that he opens the cabinet underneath, starts getting out materials, closes it.
I'm going to bring him Merlin's staff from one of the cabinets.
As you're gonna go physically grab it?
Yes.
Okay. As you walk underneath, around and just open the cabinet door, and then you, where you assume it is, almost like it just appears in your hand. Like, what are you doing? And when you grab the staff, what is that?
What is it?
Looks around it, starts seeing the sigils. That's an unholy abomination. Where did you get it?
I'm going to break the staff.
Okay. What happens when you break the staff? What do
The
they
same
see?
thing that happened outdoors.
The storm of
The
vengeance?
storm.
Okay. When the storm happens, and he looks around, the first bolt of lightning scares him, and are you going to choose for him to be deafened or not? And that's the first part. Okay. That was a rattle. He kind of steps outside. Do you make
After the bolt, I ask again, what is this?
You found it. You found that damnation. Get it out of my church. And then when the rain starts hitting and all the magical effects are happening, he looks scared, goes over, afraid of you, grabs the holy text and starts reading profusely.
After each effect, I have another question.
Okay.
The next effect, I ask, what were you doing with this?
You found it! What are you talking about?
Next effect, I ask again, same question.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what that thing is. And now this is happening. The only way to get through this is through prayer. If you truly believe, then we must pray.
Next effect. This was under the cloth. What were you doing with it?
I wasn't doing anything with it, and it wasn't under the cloth. When I grabbed the water and the materials,
What was?
he gets up, goes and opens it. What do you say he sees? Or are you letting his mind take
I'm
control?
letting his mind take
Okay.
control.
You'll see about 3 books. You'll see a very unorganized stack of incense. You'll see some golden chalices at the back end, because this is kind of his mind panicking a little bit. You'll see a pouch that you know is filled with gold, just kind of stored away, hundreds of gold pieces. You'll see a couple of chalices, and then you'll see some wine and a half-eaten sandwich.
What kind of sandwich?
There. That witchcraft has nothing to do here, and I don't know who you are, so I don't know if you broke it and unleashed some hellish thing happening outside. This probably has something to do with the Fae. Maybe you breaking it was a good thing.
I will take the bag of gold from him.
Okay.
I will open it up, throw it on the ground. Each piece of gold will turn into a staff.
He looks fucking afraid. He is terrified. I don't know where that came from.
Oh, that guy's gonna have
You
a
know
heart
that he's
attack
lying.
in his dream.
Yeah. You know that he's lying. I don't know where that gold came from. Is our Lord punishing me? And he just starts praying.
Each staff's sigil will light up and become the sigil of Bathory.
Okay. When that happens, he's praying. It takes a couple of seconds before he constantly is looking up, and he will look at you. His head kind of twitches, and he stops praying completely. What is that? What is that? Let me look up one little thing. In my notes stack, I'll delete it. See if I fucking find it. I'm gonna go with the only one that I see here, so, John. Father John, yeah, that's the only name that I have here. Father John had that. What is that?
Who is he?
One of the greatest warriors our Lord has presented us. I'd say honestly better than Lancelot, but that's for me to say.
I cringe from the outside. Oh, Lord.
Where can I find him?
He shows up to every night's mass. He'll be here soon if the weather permits. Just looking outside.
I will set us back to a completely blank dream.
Okay. Like nothing, just like white void.
Yes.
Okay. Stands up, looking around, very curious. Looks at you.
You're dreaming.
This is like the time that my pants fell off.
What does he look like?
You see an immediate image of John, and for the sake of this, you will see the guy who you were arguing with when you guys were fighting the Colossal Golem.
Oh, after the guy that walked up with the armor and the mace that was
the one
I mean, that's his name is also
Yeah, his name is John, so I'm just gonna combine them together. Yeah.
But is he a fisherman?
Is he who told you to do this with the stuff?
Again, I don't
You
know.
do.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I wonder if I could view thoughts into his head.
For the next 7 hours of his dream,
Okay.
it is going to be that storm. He is going to take every effect.
Okay. When does it start? Does it start when, like, are you watching?
Immediately after he says, I don't know.
Okay. And the thunderbolts start hitting and he starts screaming. The storm will only last for a set amount of time and it's going to start repeating like soon,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Are you watching this?
I'm sitting there calmly watching this, taking none of the effects until you said something that is not I want out or no or I don't know.
Roll an intimidation with advantage.
Oh, intimidation?
I feel like a hell loop's a little more than just intimidation.
Intimidation with advantage. I'll take that.
I want to...
Don't we have the same intimidate value?
24.
Shoot.
Okay. It's going to be minutes of him screaming, I don't know. You were the one that put it there to start begging for his life, to start blaming the Fae, to completely ignoring and just praying, to sobbing and begging anything you want, any gold you want, anything. He will look away and bless you. He will look away and help you ascend.
Completely silent. Completely unmoving.
I'll let you dictate how much time has passed, because he's not saying anything other than, I don't know what that is. I have never seen that.
Yeah, but I think he genuinely doesn't know.
He will say that Arthur found it, since technically that just happened. And he will tell you that Arthur broke the altar, how Arthur is damned now, that Arthur found that staff, so obviously it's witchcraft, and he's associated with this witchcraft.
How often do the effects cycle?
Storm of Vengeance lasts for...
Well,
What's the duration of the spell?
that's something you wouldn't know, since you're dictating this.
I mean, I'm watching it happen.
Yes, but it's different from you watching it happen than you doing the exact spell cast in a specific way that you've never casted before.
Okay.
So,
It's also not
generally, I would say maybe about a minute before an effect changes.
I mean, I can also just make it.
yeah, so you can make it
however
whatever,
long you
exactly.
want.
Yeah,
You can make it rain unicorns.
Effects are going to change every 6 seconds.
sure.
And this is going to happen for at least 10 minutes.
Those 10 minutes he's in pain and crying, begging for his life, and blaming the Fae, Arthur, and you.
I'll stop the effects. Do you
Okay.
know?
I'll catch you guys in a sec.
Do you know who put the staff there?
Like crawling and begging with burnt flesh and like bone exposed. I'm telling you, all I know is that Arthur broke it and he put the staff there. He picked up the staff. Go talk to him.
I'll restore him completely.
Okay.
Sometimes you pick your own kind of
He's the right guy.
He's the only sleeping guy.
He's the only sleeping guy. He's the right guy.
You've been wanting to cast this spell for months.
Oh yeah.
He will kind of start crawling, kind of like grabbing onto your feet. If that symbol is something that maybe Father John, he will know. He is above me. He's a true man of the cloth. He will know all the information you need. He will set this straight. Just please make it stop. After he's already been healed. Yeah,
Okay.
okay. After this stream, because you're not holding your fingers up for 3 more hours.
I will do one last thing.
Sure.
I will cause Bathory to appear.
He looks terrified. He keeps looking at you. Like,
This
huh?
is who John is worshipping.
He's going to look confused. No. Obviously, you're a demon implanting things on my head. This is Fey witchcraft.
You should just be on side over that. This is the thing.
I will say, look outside.
Okay. You'll look outside the church now. What did
No,
you see?
I'm not taking him outside the church. I'm just saying, look outside.
Okay. You'll walk towards the window. There's nothing there because
We are in a flat white void. I am just telling him, look outside.
Zero
See?
context whatsoever.
He can't look outside.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
telling him to look outside.
looking around.
Are you trying to inception?
Bathory will begin casting that spell.
Okay.
The second the first part of that spell starts to happen, I drop the dream.
Okay.
And it's back up to his mind to take control from there.
I would wake up immediately.
Well, he won't, apparently. Yes, Fairclaw.
With my 19 passive, just wondering, was he like screaming or anything during his dream?
Yeah. That was exactly what I was gonna ask.
Like any signs of night terror going on?
Are the dudes in
No,
the church
you will
trying
hear
to-
people inside say, I think he's starting to sweat. His eyes are moving rapidly. That's it.
I was gonna ask the exact same question.
Oh, okay. When you come to, you're in the room with everybody else. What do you do?
I'm going to... Are y'all still there? Y'all didn't go down?
Bro, we're
To be honest with you, that's what I was kind of thinking. I was like, oh, he's doing that. I mean,
yeah, we
You
probably
go
should have
down?
gone down.
All right, so
We would have been.
I'll say that whole interaction lasted what, 15 minutes?
About.
So you start climbing down. It smells awful in here. Once you
doesn't work.
go all the way, since you have dark vision, once you go all the way down the stairs, you start hearing running water, and there's only really one pathway to kind of start following. And again, it's just pathways that lead. And it's gonna be about 5 minutes just walking through different pathways. Are you gonna
But
continue
it's
moving
just
forward?
one.
Yeah,
He's not. He doesn't.
it does not branch off. No.
Okay.
I'm just
Are you
gonna
gonna
beam
continue?
into his head behind him. This is the most winding path to a chamber pot I have ever seen.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep following, I guess, until I see something.
The 10-minute mark of you guys are moving on, you will see a kind of larger hole fall down maybe about 5 feet or so into a stream of running sewer water. And you're at the sewers.
So get back down.
Yeah, I'm gonna. When I see that, I was like, I'm gonna put 2 and 2 together, and then I'll walk back.
Okay, so if that's what you guys are doing, it took you 10 minutes or 10 minutes back.
Yeah.
So you and Bear will be in that room for about 5 minutes by yourselves. Is there anything specifically you guys want to do? Yeah.
I'm gonna message... Well, I don't have to message. I can just whisper to Bear once I'm out of dream. I know who we're looking for. Everyone here is a pawn. Is there anything wooden in this room other than the walls?
The shelves are wooden, the desk is wooden, the chair is wooden.
That
Typically
is actually just wood.
well, the frame of the bed is wooden, yes. A lot of wood.
Wood mattress.
I don't want to make a big time.
Wood mattress with wood straw.
Rocks.
The rock's actually made out of wood.
I'm just gonna step outside for a second.
Okay.
Pick up
You'll
a nice sized piece of wood.
Okay. Pick up a nice piece of wood. When you come out, Arthur is going to look at you as more people are starting to approach before you guys return. I think I need to take my leave. If there's anything you need, I will meet me at the castle. I'll find you at your keep. There we go. That's the word. Anything.
Do you know Brother John?
Yes, he is a little egotistical and has a let's just say he does not let things go, and a sparring match between him and Lancelot has left him a little on the uneasy side.
Here's who did this.
He looks. You get a feeling that it's almost like should have figured. Then we know who we're looking for. I will say, do not let anyone other than Top know. Now Lancelot knows, and my council. The thing they do not want is the city to panic after everything that's happened. They're going to need a strong, unified lead in what they think. As you see people starting to open their houses and are all looking at the church. And his eyes kind of go towards the top of the church where the symbol of their Lord is.
The noose?
The noose, yeah.
There's literally a noose hanging in the
It's
bell
literally a
tower?
noose, yeah.
Wow.
I'm
That's
taking
cool.
that from a different show. That's going to be the symbol of hope.
That leader cannot be hemmed at all costs.
Then we need to find him fast. Also, as all parts are moving at the same time and we cannot catch our breath, do not forget, we also have, as Swain called him, we have a Shinkai. We have a shadow fae in our prison. He kind of puts on this like very fake smile and turns around and starts walking at a expedient pace towards the guards that are coming to him. And also that at that time is probably when you guys are starting to climb up.
I take a piece of wood and I go back in.
Okay, you go back in. You see them come out as you go in.
We're still in the room that we shouldn't be in.
I'm going to share
Okay.
with both of you the same thing that I shared with him, which is that Brother John is a fucking asshole.
Once he starts talking, I'm gonna go like that to him and then kind of direct outside.
You
So that's where we will talk. Not
You
inside.
do hear from the other room. I'll say that you start hearing muffling and you start hearing people say he's awake now, and then you hear a horrified scream and as what is it called? Not the long benches. What is it called? They have a specific name.
Pews.
The pews, thank you. The pews start moving back as you see some books fall and wood clanking against each other. And everyone's like, "Are you okay? What's happened? What happened? What happened?" And yeah, he just starts screaming, "Fey magic, Fey magic."
There's about to be a witch hunt.
So, as you guys are hearing that, what were you doing?
I'm just.
Yeah, I
We
was
should
gonna.
get the fuck out of here.
Once Carver was gonna start talking, I was like, no, we need the rig outside. So we go outside. That's where we talk.
You'll hear
And also, I
Everlee.
was like, I think we need to leave. Go back to the keep and regroup.
Yeah, you'll hear Everlee say, "I don't know if I have any more magic in me. I'm sorry. I don't think I have any." And you see Lena, "It's okay. It's okay. Here's something I can help." And as everybody's coming out, I think that's our cue. He's screaming a lot. I don't like that. He's screaming.
I think that may have been the whiskey.
And you'll see as they kind of gravitate towards you guys and
Casual.
and are. What happened? What are we doing?
I'm just gonna beam into her head. That man will be more scared of lightning storms for the rest of his life.
We need to go to the keep. Now.
I'm kidding. I don't know that information.
Yes.
My
Yes.
friends.
Yeah, they're there.
That I have.
They're there.
They were all turned like immediately upon non-existing.
Mm-hmm.
So besides the mortal wounds they've suffered, they
Yeah.
look less dead than most.
They look
most
a
of my
lot
friends
less
would.
dead than. That's why Arthur had to do a double take and like, wait, are you alive? And then,
Do I have the ability to make them attempt to vocalize something?
I don't think so. Because they do not have a language specifically. They can try to do vocal patterns here and
Why
there.
don't you ventriloquist it? Make the mouth move, you talk.
Body buried.
Make their mouth move, but you talk. Without your lips moving.
Well, no, that's going to give them an order to walk towards the front of the church, trying to mutter "Brother John."
Soak them in beer first.
Well, no, I was going to have it be like a smear campaign, right? Like these undead things are muttering Brother John's name and walking up to the church.
If you can make their mouths move,
I have
like,
prestidigitation.
Are you explaining this to the group?
Yeah, sure.
You'll see Lena's eyes fucking glow. I have thaumaturgy.
Cool. Before we start this, I'll mention we can open this door and just let them into the church through the back door.
Yeah.
You have to mention or say that Brother John is their leader, their master.
It sounds like she's in charge of the noise.
Tell me everything you need to say.
The way I'm gonna kick this off for whatever they're planning is I can have them pull the door open.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure it's unlocked. Have one of them open the door.
It's already online. It wasn't locked on the other side.
And
Yeah.
while I'm at the other door out of the church, as soon as they get that door open, I'm gonna plant growth. Just huge mushroom growths out of this room that they're emerging from. Wow. I'm putting a show to this.
Okay. So, you're doing that.
I pressed the wrong button by accident for like a split second.
Oh, whatever.
You went to intermission.
Oh, okay.
And then
Okay.
flag.
Alright, cool.
Went to press flag.
Okay. Oh, well, now you gotta go. Okay. So, you're doing that. Lena's doing a thing. Is anyone else assisting in this? Are you going to cast presentation to
I've
turn
got a
your voice?
minor illusion. What you want, bud?
I'm gonna try and make their mouths move.
The floor
Okay,
is yours.
okay.
Prestidigitation.
Okay.
I have fire. You want me to light me on fire?
Can't do it.
Oh wait, it doesn't make noise.
My illusion might be able to.
Wait, no. When they're muttering his name, I want you to just flash.
Create a sound or an image of an object. With
Yeah.
it.
My
I just
illusion?
want you to flash a him but big, like monstrous looking. If you can imagine that to do.
Wait, who?
John, the one we saw.
So,
So I'm wanting, because like it's still storming, right?
yeah.
So like they come in, thunder hits, right when the lightning flashes, have a grotesque image of Brother John that he's minor illusioning pop up behind them. Have her saying that they're looking for their master.
Have the image of him puppeting them.
Okay. Is there anything that you're adding to this, Saerus?
This ad is paid for you as a re-election campaign for Arthur as leader of Camp One.
I was saying, like
Elections are coming soon.
I got nothing but fire. If you want me to burn
Yeah, shut the church on fire.
We're a black metal band now. This is fine. Everything is fine.
Oh my god.
You wanted Grimdark, right?
I'm excited. I'm loving this shit.
I'm just saying, BoisClub.
BoisClub.
Disinformation campaign.
Alright, so what I'm gonna ask is...
Do you want me to light the church on fire with the light and go boom, throw?
No.
Okay.
Because like we're not trying to kill innocent people that could get injured. We're trying to scare
Bear?
the church.
I need Bear Claw, Cross, and Carver. Your choice. Either roll me an Arcana check or a Performance check.
What about intimidation?
Yeah, I'm gonna take performance on that
Intimidation
one.
as well. Yeah. So if one has for intimidation, the other one has so whoever picks Arcana, the other one must do a performance check.
23.
Okay,
Oh god.
I have
My Arcana is garbage.
0 performance
Okay.
and 6 Arcana. So
All right.
Yeah. So I guess I'll take the performance.
What are we getting? I'm going to do this as a combined skill. Yeah,
that's a 25.
Oh my god.
That's a little low. 13.
I was looking for a 50, and we're already at 49. I was going to ask you if you can roll for Lena, and I was going to find her stats.
Yeah, fuck it. Oh.
What did you get, 15?
I got 13.
13. What did you get?
We're over
Lena's
50,
moral
right?
support.
We're
We're at
50.
62. What did you get?
We're over 50, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a natural one. It's
Okay, so this is what's going to happen.
Oh no.
Lena's projecting her voice. You're creating the illusion of him controlling, of Father John controlling the Zombos. Zombos are coming in. You're going to cast Plant Growth, and you're also going to assist with presentation to make it look like their mouths are moving. Okay, beautiful. As they go in.
Plant growth's what, 30 feet?
Yeah.
You can pretty much make this entire room.
Not the. That's half that church.
Yeah.
It's just covered in various
As
fungi.
the door knocks over. Yes.
Specifically, any known poisonous
Oh.
fungi for the area.
Okay.
We're sending a message.
As a lot of poisonous ivy and fungi start sprouting.
It's
Yes.
gonna be like
I guess
Amaryllis.
after
It's gonna be the big red Mario.
everything, I know the rolls are done, but
Yeah.
after everything is done, I'm gonna go cast fog cloud at level 2
Inside.
to cover our tracks when we run away.
Got it. Perfect. Okay. So as the little fog is starting to you're preparing whenever it happens you're gonna let it go. As the door gets kicked in, these 3 armored knights of their order, as their mouths are moving and their the image of Father John monstrously controlling them. And you see Lena like, ooh, be afraid, John. No, let me do it. As they're saying, no, let me do it. And you see, no, don't say be afraid. I'm already saying it. And they're saying, I'm already saying it.
Reaction.
Yes.
I'm going to grab exactly what I think was terrifying from what she said and just growl it.
Okay, as you're growling it, and you're like,
Be afraid, Father John.
we're Father John, woo! And then Lena looks at you guys, I think I did a job. And then fucking screams of terror and breaking of windows, and people are just scattering as the zombos are moving around. Yes.
Before we leave
Yeah.
for that performance,
Yes.
I entangle Lena. Joking, I'm not going to punish her for that when she's not here.
And Everlee and Lena both grab each other's hands I think we did a we did such an excellent job at this. I cannot believe it. And then you start casting Fog Cloud, and
I'm just gonna beam into their heads, stroke each other's egos less, run more.
Yes.
I drop control of my zombies.
Okay.
Because of my thing, they pop into spores.
We are gas attacking a church.
Okay.
Well, it's within 5 feet of them,
Yeah.
so it's whoever's.
This guy's already fucking panicking this way.
If no one's within 5 feet, that's fine. I'm fine with the visuals of it as we're.
No. 2 of them need to make dex saves.
Yeah.
This is how.
That's a 6 and a dirty 20.
Okay, well, one of those saves.
All right. The Last of Us is bored.
Yeah.
Just spores, zombies.
That is 12 damage.
All 3 of them explode, and one starts coughing and convulsing on the ground, and you see another zombie start rising.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you do anything about that? You feel the pulse of the connection between you and that zombie.
Nope, we're leaving.
Alright.
I'm cutting all connections as they form.
As this one gets turned into I'll say these guys are gone, and now this one gets turned into a zombie, it starts eating them in the church. And you hear guards!
You have started a zombie apocalypse.
Well,
Grimdark.
I am here to spread the glorious second life. And I think it has started.
It's the second time.
The church's reputation is sure going to be tarnished, though.
As you guys are heading out,
This is gonna turn Father John to
I will say that as all of you are, Arthur just left that way. We're all here. Where's Merlin? And when you look, he's not in the corner he was in before.
I just wanted on record that all of y'all had a chance to stop this stupid idea from happening.
Oh, no. Full steam ahead.
Before I get blamed for anything.
So, Merlin?
So, that fucking happened.
BoisClub!
Yeah!
Thanks,
We got
BoisClub.
left unsupervised.
Jess and Lee are gonna get back next week and be like, what the fuck?
No, without them here to be voices of reason, it's just we're just a terrible mob because they weren't around to say no before. And what happens? We mob threatened an antiquary dealer for no reason.
I can't wait to Fantasia one of them again.
I thought Saerus was the voice of reason.
Oh my
in all this.
god. So where are we going, y'all?
Going
Back to the keep to regroup.
Okay. So you guys go back to the keep. Try your best to avoid the raid, but unfortunately you will get so. Yes. I thought you were raising your hand. Yeah. As you see guards coming and knowing who you are, someone's like, "Please be safe. There's something happening," and they lead you back. You don't see a single Templar. You probably imagine that most of them are already doing stuff, and you, from your perspective, it's a very harsh, stormy night. But you're in the keep. You will see, I believe her name is Agatha, I'm not sure. Matilda. She's the one who is, nope, Matilda is daytime. Night. Fuck, it's either Matilda or Beatrice. I want to say it's Matilda.
Well, if day's Matilda, then night's Beatrice. Silly goose.
Yeah, obviously.
So Matilda would be the one who is. She's already making very warm soup for you guys. When you kind of go in, it's like almost halfway done. She's already cutting up the potatoes and the carrots are already in the soup, and you see that it's last night's meat that was kind of poured back into it. And she's just cutting up some onions at the moment. Well, I'm glad that you're okay, and it's rowdy out there, so I don't want to rowdy in here. Don't get dry. What do we do this night?
I shake myself off like a sheep.
I will just think as hard as I can and start steaming.
The second they enter that
Drying.
grand hall for this keep,
I just go.
Bear Claw goes full Labrador that just ran in from the rain.
Your eyeballs.
Yeah. I imagine there's all kinds of fun stuff.
No, everything's all over the walls, and someone gets in the soup. She just doesn't even look at you. She can't. I'll say Saerus.
I'm steaming.
Should we be sending Merlin
Yes.
to make sure that he's not in another dungeon?
Another sex dungeon.
I mean, he's pretty sure he's gonna be in the dungeon again. I'm gonna ask the lady Matilda if she has any raw meat.
Raw meat? I don't know if we do or don't have raw meat. I do know that if this isn't clean by tomorrow morning, Arthur won't be able to save you. Good night. And just leaves.
I was like, I thought that was your job.
Do you say that out loud?
No. I mutter it. I don't know if she hears it.
Jesus is like, holy crap, I
It's
didn't realize
natural
that Jess
20.
and Lee were
Whoa!
To be fair, it
I
comes from a noble
hope
house.
you also make breakfast for Beatrice in the morning. And then just starts storming off.
I don't eat.
I'm gonna look for some kind of meat, I guess.
Yeah, you'll find it easy enough.
And then I'm gonna go up the stairs and
Child's asleep. He's enjoying the storm.
I'm pretty sure there's chaos
Oh, yeah,
outside, so he's happy.
Phoenixes are tidally locked up to the sun.
What were you doing, Carver?
I would like to make one use of one of our sending flames.
We're just calling them sending flares now.
Sure.
I mean, anyone that has the ability to scry from within like a half globe radius can pick us up at this point. So yeah, sending flares pretty accurate.
What? Yeah, what's up?
Fuck.
That's so.
That could be achieved.
Love you, wish you could.
Send to Merlin Fuck. Question mark. Love you. Wish you here.
Yeah, alright, where's the keep you said?
But I love
He said he owes that bear anything.
But like, I guess so I guess I'm using 6 more sigils.
Yes.
To Merlin.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you?
Okay.
No, where you?
like a hockey mask. Ah, God.
Brother John took your staff.
If you're in another dungeon, I swear to fuck.
Do you know where Bathory may have gone? Love you, wish you here.
Response would be as Lena will translate. What's with the... I'm in a safe place that Alta has provided for me.
Oh,
No, not like that.
Oh, the
Sometimes.
dungeon. That dungeon now.
Is he the bald one? Bathory, probably cowering either Camelot or Wilds.
Is he the bald one?
Yes, he was bald.
Yeah, he was Chrome Dome walking up on us with a fucking flail.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Then
say
he probably
language.
understands and I don't need to answer.
The Uniball flail.
Okay.
Alright.
He doesn't. He didn't say love you machine there.
He did not.
Yeah, that means the message is still going. You have to say that.
The
Like
ringtone
a
is still there.
walkie-talkie.
That's the over
We're going to bed, yeah?
of the rocket.
Yeah.
We're going to bed?
So, if you guys wish, you can take your long rest that you deserve. Yes.
I'm going to wake up midway through that long rest.
Sure.
To dream.
Okay, do you have to see them to dream, or do you just...
I do not.
Oh, you just need to know who they are.
Choose a creature known to you. The
Alright.
target must be on the same plane of existence.
Oh, if you are not able to dream,
Oh,
brother
Christ.
John, he's not in the same.
No,
plane
he's
of
doing the poor man
existence.
scrying on a BBEG.
You say that.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know his target.
I'm going to come up with a random number in my head. You're going to sleep for 8 hours, right? Between 1 being the first hour you're going to sleep, 8 being the when you wake up. What hour are you choosing to do this?
5.
5? Okay, cool. So you cast Streak, take a minute. You take out your materials that you need, your sand, your ink, etc. And you cast spell. Who are you casting Dream on?
Brother John.
Brother John it is. Okay.
Oh, that is a much juicier target.
Yeah.
Bathory.
Okay.
Gotta figure this out.
I'm making myself appear monstrous.
Okay.
She appears to me. Same effect.
Just appears Bathory, you know her voice. You
Yeah.
Pretend to be her.
Yeah, you can pretend to be Bathory. Fucking sleepers sell that shit.
So,
Let me think here who I want to be.
Yeah, we're giving you ideas. What's up? We're the meme team, dream team.
okay. If you choose the messenger, wait. 'Cause there's damage dealt to this spell.
Tell
Yes.
them to go to the church and
The
serve
target's
instead won't harm him.
Opens the door.
Don't open, deadens.
It's just chains. The door is just chained. You can see hands going.
And you hear groans from inside. Brother John.
Okay. You can make the messenger appear monstrous and terrifying to the target. If you do, the messenger can deliver a message with no more than 10 words. Let's make a wisdom saving throw fail. The echoes of the phenomenon monster responds in nightmares that last for the duration of sleep. In addition, the target wakes up with taking 36
Are you
psychic damage.
purposely dropping him into a nightmare?
Do I know what the church's actual deity looks like?
To not have things, it would look like.
It's not even hypnotics, it's a bunch of walking.
Or how it is portrayed?
Yes, you will know how that man is portrayed. Yes.
I want to appear as him.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Here we go, impersonating gods.
Okay.
Get a beer.
You appear to him in Father John's dream. What does the rest of the scenery look like?
Let me think. I didn't think this through.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
I want to be back in the church.
Okay.
The altar whole,
Mm-hmm.
the staff broken on top of it.
Okay.
I will stand behind it where the preacher normally stands.
Okay.
He will be in front. I want to be 3 times his size.
Okay.
And
So huge.
all I will say is, Brother John, you have failed me. I will pick up the staff from the altar. It will mend in my hand.
Okay. As you're doing this, Brother John will look around. Huh. So you actually finally show. Interesting. Either I'm batshit insane or this is a dream. Is this my own conscious? Because you're
As he
not
questions
real.
it,
Mhm.
I am flickering out of existence.
Okay. Right. Okay. The last thing you hear is him pointing at the supposed person they worship. This is you're not real.
Oh wow. Isn't blasphemy punishable by death in this time period?
I'm just trying to make him doubt himself.
Ah.
You got the sense that he is not a follower at all.
Good.
Alright.
He's not a follower of Jeebus, maybe.
Okay. Anything else you do this night? Alright. So, you guys wake. Full HP, have to hit their back, any abilities and whatnots.
Fuck yeah.
And I will say as 3, 2, 1 lights.
Hey.
We're going to take a break and come back in a bit.
I'm back to a total of 11 casts of Moonbeam.
Fireball machine gun, no. Moonbeam machine.
Alright, so we'll be back in a bit, guys.
y'all for back when there's rules.
So, welcome back.
We're alive.
Bear Claw, level 18.
As the morning is quickly comes, you start hearing hammering outside. You start hearing wood being cut and people shouting. Kids playing outside. Seems like a completely new day. People are working hard to fix the damages that were done the night before. If you look out through your tower, you will notice that it's incredibly busy, but uplifting. Did anyone clean the mess downstairs?
I would have.
You would have? Okay.
Honestly, I would have, because I think I made a lady
Lawful good.
Yeah. Well, then you
I
guys,
am lawful good. Oh, wait, no, I'm chaotic.
you guys wake up to very warm eggs and ham and some fruit. Yes.
For where I fit on the diagram of morals, I just wrote bear.
You wrote bear?
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Yep, he's a bear. Can you
Yeah, he's if anything, I'll say he's neutral bear, but
On a scale of 1 to bear, the answer is, well, bear.
yeah.
All right. Love it. Love it. Okay. So, the morning comes.
After last night, maybe
Arthur's
chaotic bear.
not outside.
Right.
Yes.
Just to clarify, I cleaned it, but half-assed.
All right.
I wasn't really used to cleaning properly. I was born
Anything that's on the
with people cleaning
floor,
for me.
Okay.
specifically
And
anything
father is messy.
Yeah.
on the
So-
floor,
Yes.
bear will rub around
Okay.
until it's less visible.
Like it's one of those things
It's one of the,
where
where you like
Just
spill
smudging.
your drink, and so instead of like wiping it up, you just don't care. So you just rub your foot over it.
Yeah, so that
it
it
kind of goes
spreads
away.
so that it's not immediately
okay.
visible.
it's basically like, oh, this kitchen is pretty spotless. Just don't open the closet. Type of cleaning.
I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna briefly walk in, see the state that the kitchen is in, and be like, I'm gonna go help.
And then I'm gonna go back to child and take care of him, feed him, all that stuff.
Okay.
Play with him a bit.
You're playing with your child who is hungry and eating and enjoying the food. As every now and then you'll see a guard kind of walk to the edge where the I guess you can technically call it the actual entryway, where like beyond where the horses are and the cart is, like walks, takes a long look and then turns back, and that happens like about every hour or so. Food is made. You'll see that Beatrice, I believe she's working. Yeah, Beatrice is working the first shift. She knows a mess is there, does not care, and just makes y'all breakfast. Yes.
Can we see the church from here?
Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah.
What kind of people are outside of it?
They don't look alive anymore.
Zombies.
You see that there is a lot of guards outside the church. And it's almost like they're not letting anyone in.
Anyone going in the back?
I won't go in the back door.
Roll your perception.
My previous one.
17?
17. From what you can see, no.
Okay.
It does look like there are people, Camelot guards kind of walking the perimeter. It does not seem like they're letting anyone in the front or the back.
Good.
What do you do here?
I am going to go out on a limb. I'm going to put on my totally unassuming, just really armored guys. And I'm going to seek out the armorer that made it. Because I want to see if she's okay. And
Okay.
the damage is severe.
Um,
I don't know if I still need an escort.
Oh yeah,
Should
I'm
probably
actually
bring
gonna
Red.
look up, like after playing with the bird
Red is
and all
good
that stuff,
point.
taking care. I was gonna look up my helmet because I'm pretty sure the acid kind of.
it did some minor tears here or there, yeah.
I mean, I'm a knight. I need to be presentable.
Sure.
I want it to be shiny.
So you're also gonna go with the cross?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
beam into
just
your head
kind
my
of take
idea.
care of my shield
Okay.
here and there too, like all the
Okay.
things and stuff like that, because it's fighting.
Sure. Okay. So you guys will do that, yes.
While they're doing all those.
Oh,
It's like, I'm going to take another nap and...
quick note, I'm getting
Someone's
breakfast.
Yeah.
Enough for two.
Enough for two.
Because
Got
I'm
it.
walking with my breakfast, eating it,
Oh.
and then
Okay.
peace
Okay.
offering.
You're just hearing
Wood
an
I
echo
got
in the
from
back of
outside
your
the
mind.
church. I'm
Yes.
carving
Saying,
into a Brother John.
can I still do this?
Okay.
I'm not sure if I can still do this.
Okay.
It's been a
You
while.
are carving
I'm
your
kind of
Brother
looking
John
at a
into
bag.
it. You have weaver's tools, but you're not proficient with it, right? Is that correct?
What?
You have weaver's tools?
Carpenter's.
Carpenter's. Okay. Because carpentry would be different than weaving.
Yes,
You
weaving
have-
is cloth.
Hmm?
Weaving.
No, I thought weaving was like
No, whittling,
whittling, that's the word.
which
yeah.
you would use carpenter's tools for.
Whittler's tools don't exist.
And
They
That's
do.
a knife.
Whittler's tools is
Yeah,
1/10
They
of a carpenter's
exist because my
tools.
barbarian has them, thank you.
I want
You know how make point stick real good?
then go pay
So,
like
roll me
$2
your
for
carpenter's
this
tools.
one. 6.
Okay. It looks good to you.
Yep.
Just like him. Nose and everything. I mean, you thought it was a square. I mean, you thought it was rounded, but it looks square. That's fine. It works. Yep.
Round enough.
Yeah, round enough. Yeah, it's square
That's
round enough.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You know what it looks like. You know who it is. Obviously.
I'm not even gonna bother putting it in my inventory.
Okay. You have it. It's there for whatever reason. You can leave it in the tower if you want.
Yeah.
Bear, what are you doing?
Being a bear.
Spread the good word of bear.
Mostly being in a comatose state.
You could be Griswold's inspiration for in a couple hundred years. And start rebuilding the town using the power of plant growth
Surely
and
not.
vines growing up to...
I'm gonna put it in my inventory as human nail.
Okay.
Bear will be finding somewhere to do some jogging on property. Whether it's laps around the outside of the keep or something.
I'm just picturing a rotting
Okay.
bear doing a Rocky montage.
Are you bipedal or on all fours?
Oh, no, all fours.
Okay, okay.
You know the scene from The Revenant? The bear chasing him?
Oh no.
It's just like that, but around the outside of the keep.
I'll say that you scare some people, and then others are like, no, he's supposed to look like that. Some short restraints.
Yes,
As-
I can...
Is your eye going like that? I can just slap it. Or is your monocle better?
You'll see that Lena and Everlee go talk to Swain, and they say that they'll be back. They're gonna see what they can do. Arthur never shows up. Him and Merlin are doing something else. They're fucking off.
Done. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
You guys are heading over to the blacksmith. She is hammering away, not noticing that you guys were there.
Is there any damage to her property from the
The
storm?
outside looks damaged. The inside looks perfectly fine.
Oh.
I'm closed. I think.
I'm here to help.
I know that voice. As she kind of rubs her face, and her
I'll-
entire face is now smudged.
I will,
Some type of soot.
I will immediately look at Crosshatch and was like, remember, not this.
Outside voice, yes.
Yes. What do y'all want?
Present breakfast.
Alright,
Presents
that's-
leather workers and wood carvers tools, which I have proficiency in from the start of this campaign and have never used until this
Okay.
moment.
She grabs a breakfast. Yeah, those are nice. Alright, thank you.
How can I help?
Let's put it down.
I'm just gonna point to like I can re-roof. I don't fucking know.
Walks over, grabs a cloth, wipes her mouth off. Small one, the tiniest, technically still one, but the tiniest tear. No one's ever said that to me.
Anytime.
What could you do? Have probably 50 projects that need help with. You can start putting leather underneath that. If you want to start covering a model...
The second she finishes the first point, I'm just leatherworker's tools, and I'm gonna go to work.
As she's giving about 30 commands all at once, and like, wait, and then starts writing them down. Now there's 40 commands.
I'm just gonna look over sorry, not Carver, Saerus, and just...
What are you doing as she's ecstatic that she has assistants?
I'm just gonna beam into your head. I felt bad that all the places were destroyed. This is just, I guess, my penance for it. Also trying to make up for Bear causing a riot in church.
I'm not much of a craftsman, but if you need fire, I can help with that.
Good. It saves me a couple of minutes. Put a fire in there and make it hot. Alright, that's neat.
Just without even looking, just a second or two after he throws it, you just see wand, firebolt, like directly into the same spot.
She starts hammering away. Let's go to you guys. I'm not paying you. I hope that's clear.
I gave you breakfast.
I'm just gonna beam into her head.
I think we're
You really
paying
think I use money?
I think we're paying you.
That's what Mama likes to hear.
It's, I'm gonna look at her too. It's more of a, also kind of, I guess, hope that you won't say out loud to anybody, because we're pretty much condemned to this fate with magic.
Sure, yeah. I'll tell everyone that you're a good citizen. I don't know, you do your taxes and stuff.
Fuck yeah, doing my taxes.
I guess the day will be spent.
Yeah, I am gonna probably bother her.
Oh, that's why I said.
How can I teach me how to clean my stuff? Kind of like that.
Okay. After a while, she'll hand you a 4-pound hammer. She currently has an 8-pound one. Size doesn't matter. It's how you use it.
I have the basic strength.
Matter.
I'm grabbing another one.
She's going to hand you the 8-pound one. Like, okay, Mr. Tough Guy. And you quickly get fucking tired.
I mean, yeah.
And she's like, oh, it's not that easy now, is it? After 20 minutes.
Constitution.
I mean, you're going to last a while, but she's been doing this her fucking whole life.
She has 25 constitution.
Oh man, 8-pound hammer. Let me introduce you to what? How much does your sword weigh?
It's different.
My sword is 8. Yeah, I know.
There's a big difference between hours and hours of careful hammering.
And a couple of minutes of intense combat.
Yeah.
Mage hand is 10 pounds, mage hand it.
This man's using magic.
I have mage hand. I don't! I'm a wizard!
You're not a wizard, Harry.
So as they're doing that,
At his job.
you're jogging in terrifying...
I have chill touch. Can I use my chill touch to
No.
move? That's not...
No!
After a little while, right? I'm not jogging all day.
Yeah,
Maybe I can, when, in not really fixing, but to
Climb a
forging, when you're forging something. Fine. You need to heat it up.
yeah.
And you put it, heat it up again.
Yeah.
Put it up to temperature. So what I'm doing is basically.
Just bring her...
Hey, Barry, you want to go destabilize an economy?
Yes.
Is there a place for combat training at this keep or no?
There is actually really close to, there'll be a large tree, maybe, I don't know, we'll say 50, 60 feet from the actual keep. and there's a couple of trained
I'm gonna
dummies there.
start
There's 3 of
punching
them.
like a half a cow.
Yeah, Bear's gonna like claw,
I got you, son.
shillelagh, right to bear arms, and just
Okay.
He calls that attack shall not
Stand and
be
inform.
infringed.
You'll be knocking them down, and after a bit, like all 3 of them are on the ground. As one of the guards comes in. Does he understand things? I'll just go get 3 more dummies, and he goes and just replaces them, just being super like, grabs it and runs away, being very afraid of a fucking bear. But yeah, they'll be.
Bear will not let him take one of the dummies.
Oh, okay. Of course, I get back. Just leaves both of them down the ground.
But like when he goes to pick up one, Bear's just gonna like kind of lay down with an arm over one of them and just watch.
Okay, that's yours. I understand. I know boundaries. Just starts walking away. So yeah, there'll be a couple more if you want to continue on your right to bear your arms.
Yeah. Well, each one's gonna be again just claw, shillelagh, right to bear arms.
Okay. Lovely. Yes.
What is the most trafficked area
Oh,
not associated with a religious institution or something that is corrupt?
Why'd you say
When
the
you're
same
looking
thing
from
twice?
the tower, honestly,
Arthur's
probably the market because people are buying a lot of shit right now. Either they're stocking up on food or they're buying supplies.
Capitalism is corrupt. The market is corrupt by that.
Never mind.
Bread is now $1.
I don't want to bring attention to myself,
Okay.
but I want.
You have a magical way to be incognito.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Oh shit! I think I
You
forgot.
can bring attention to that guy instead of Carver. Make yourself Brother John. Go to a whorehouse as Brother John.
Don't tempt me.
I don't think you understand. We have BoisClub for one night, murder hobo it out. Go to the strip club as Brother John.
We could go.
Owl bears are beasts, right?
Huh?
I think they're monstrosities.
They are. They are monstrosities.
Yeah. Specifically.
Be Brother John and start casting
Look up
horrendous
RPG
magic.
Bot's practical guide to polymorph for every available
Okay.
target.
We'll use
It
this.
has conditions.
Brother John is a beast, right?
It depends on who you
No.
are.
Bearclaw thinks he is. Can I or can I not beast shape Brother John?
Like, have you seen that haircut? Like, it's looking kind of grisly, if you know what I mean.
No, never too much. Sure, we'll use that. Because I don't have anything else.
There's a non-zero chance that Bathory is just our weather forecast for the day, and she just flies up, like, in the middle of the afternoon and just tells me that.
Drug dealer.
Oh,
yes, there's a drug dealer.
That guy exists.
Yeah. There is.
Greenhouse.
Putting people to sleep seems like
Oh, God.
something that drugs can do.
That man is about to get weaponized with opiates and just fire them at people.
Yes, you were saying words.
Bear wants to go to the drug dealer with you.
Okay.
Sees Carver strolling off with purpose and just like, I gotta get on this action.
It's the green.
I will use one of my multiple forms of looking not like a rotting corpse.
Okay. All right.
What kind of companion would
You
you
should
like?
absolutely be the rotting corpse bear.
Okay, I thought you didn't want to draw attention though.
I don't, but like rotting corpse bear,
Okay.
you grow drugs on you.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna offer that service.
Yeah, poison's a drug.
I guess on the way. I
If
mean,
if what he's growing is plant based, Bear Call can plant growth that plant. I can offer services in exchange for us
Goddamn.
getting free drugs.
How Camelot got strung out on meth. An Arthurian Tales
Yeah,
side
so,
Just
story.
bankroll it and then grab half of it.
be regular bear on the way. And then plant
Breaking
growth
Camelot.
as you bear.
Okay, I'm gonna do the one that doesn't make me dumb. I'm just gonna look less gross.
Okay.
You're just gonna be a regular bear.
Yeah.
Okay. I will ask one of you guys to roll percentiles.
Yes or no to the palanquin?
What?
Well, because I can grow my shield for him to use as a seat, which is what we did before. But we also got
I'd
that
say yes.
fancy fucking palanquin made.
I say no, because if he sees us rolling up like we're rich, he's going to charge us rich people prices.
Yeah, you're trying
If
to
I'm
invest.
growing his drugs for him, we're doing it for free.
Poor people.
Okay.
Please, may I have some money? I can make those
Bear?
drugs bigger.
Because he put
28.
the part of the monocle that you would attach to other stuff
Mhm.
through the bone here.
Okay.
And since he said poor, Bear's gonna take the monocle out and have it resting inside his mouth. So there's just a chain connecting from his cheek into his mouth.
That is the most steampunk.
Except when you talk, it's going to be real awkward. So you're not
Bear's
gonna talk.
jaw doesn't move anyway.
Oh,
It's hanging limp.
Yeah,
Okay.
nothing could possibly go wrong.
This
The
sounds like a
plan
good
is
idea.
flawless.
As soon as you guys approach the area, after all the dirty looks and what the fucks,
Oh, I'm still
get
writing
there-
him though.
Yeah, of course. When you approach, you'll see a ajar door.
Okay, but is it a door or a jar?
Yeah. I was
Door is
that's
open.
the question.
As the door is open, you kind of peek inside. You will see dirt and flower pots littered, some broken.
Oh, you're right.
You see a desk that is overturned, and you see a door that's open on the other side. And if you approach and look the inside of this establishment, that is completely empty. Looks like it's been either ransacked or someone left in an immediate hurry, and then just empty shelves all on the back.
When we saw that Storm of Vengeance, thought he was getting raided by the FBI.
There's a shop across the street, right?
Yeah, shops.
Trent's like consolation prize for
I'm-
stabilizing.
I'm gonna go ask the shopkeeper what happened to the botanist.
I was quite curious. He just bought all his supplies and left in the morning. Guess he's moving. The storm scared him. I don't know. Would you like to buy some candles?
What kind of candles do you have?
We have blue ones, and we have red ones, and we have orange ones.
What's in the back room?
Show me your extra good candles. Wait, those exist in D&D. They're absolutely magical candles in D&D.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, but you
But-
can't afford them.
And they don't have them here.
What's
Not
in the
that they
back
know
room
of.
the candles?
Not that they know of.
Yeah.
They have Zone of Truth candles, not Free Wish spell candles.
Not that you know.
Not right now, but I'll be back.
Okay.
Oh no, I
We'll
told
wait
you so.
here until the sun sets. Unless I'm having lunch. Yep. Kind of pets your bear like, nice doggy. It's more like, nice doggy.
I could put something in the candles. If we found a drug dealer.
You need an alchemist.
Yeah, we do.
Alchemist.
I know
I
an
get,
owl.
I'm gonna try and find another place to get my drug fix.
Roll me.
Bear's neighbor growing
You need
up
an
was an owl
apothecary.
alchemist.
That's what you
I
need.
do need an apothecary. I'm looking for an apothecary.
Okay. Eventually you will find one. So it takes a bit. But all the substances that are there, as they're explained to you, how powerful and potent and perfect they work, feel like they're very mild things compared to magic.
Okay. How mild?
Like,
Placebo effect.
no, not placebo effects. As in, yes, this will help you go to sleep. But it's not a cure or won't like magically help someone go to sleep. Just kind of eases the tension a little bit.
It makes you kind of drowsy.
Yeah.
So it's just relaxes you, not NyQuil.
It's not. Yeah. It's less than a
Can use
NyQuil.
the CBD shop.
Oh,
Hmm.
I'm awful.
What can I do with this? I'll think on it.
Okay. So, what do we do, guys? We're just waiting for Arthur to approach y'all. What happened, or Marilyn, or just living your day and
I
resting.
think it's kind of like that. It was just
Okay.
helping Crosshatch, basically, and kind of getting my armor more fixed.
All right. Eventually, after the sun sets, she'll pretty much will kick you guys out, and like if you guys want to do this again tomorrow, sure, I'd love to rework. All right.
Maybe.
I'll take the maybe. One day of free work was great.
Is the outside of the building still damaged? We were just helping her with projects.
Yes, I still love it.
Understandable.
She kind of goes outside. When did that happen?
You didn't even realize.
The fuck? What happened?
There was a storm last night.
Ow.
You didn't hear the screams.
I was sleeping.
She sleeps like the dead, apparently.
I've heard that before. Alright, bye, weirdos. Let's back inside. Lena and Everlee have not returned from their thing with their brother.
Oh no. Oh no, the party is split.
The party has died and splitted.
And we've been split 3 ways.
Yes.
No. It sounds like
Brother
he's setting
John.
something up.
Yes.
Clergy or soldier? Or both?
Yes.
Both. He is a soldier of the
Mainly.
clergy. Mainly, you will be considered clergy. Camelot does not see him as a knight.
He's a priest with a side of murder.
Yeah, definitely. So, if there's nothing else that do.
I'm just gonna beam into your head. Should we go check on the sisters too? Them and their brother. Make sure. Do we even know where they are?
I don't.
Do you know where your towel is?
Do you? No.
It's in there.
I'll say that nightfall is approaching incredibly fast. So all the bugs are out doing their thing. None of these actually
I
work.
don't know what happens at night.
And you guys are eating your food.
I'm playing catch with
Okay.
Crux.
Where would you guys be? The tower again is about 3 stories. There's that pond. You see where the horses are. The cart is.
I'm just gonna go to the room and play with Crux, but we're
Okay.
playing with. I'm gonna have a ball of fire and playing catch with him. Catch
Yep.
and then throw it back at me. Catch.
You guys are playing catch in the room. Bearacade, Carver, and Cross. What do you guys? Yes. Carver.
Is Merlin nearby?
You have not seen him since last night. He disappeared.
Okay, but I talked to him.
Yes, you
in
talked
his
to
dream.
he. In
Not
his,
in his dream. I talked to him.
Yes, he said that he was hiding out in a location that Arthur knows.
But he didn't say where.
He did not say where.
We implied sexy times, but I don't think.
Oh, our tower connects to Merlin's tower, not to Merlin.
The tower that you guys
Vacation
have,
spot.
vacation spot, has a fountain.
That connects to Merlin's tower, not to
Yes.
Merlin directly. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Specifically to Merlin's room.
Also, I'm hanging out on the lawn waiting for decision on whether or not we go find the sisters too or not.
Okay, so you are on the lawn. You guys are playing in the room.
So,
Yeah, I'm just keeping you in company, and then I'm gonna leave again.
batteries. What?
Rohan.
I did stash that a while ago. Yes.
Yes.
Nothing.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Where would Bear and Carver be? What?
Trent's considering making very, very poor player character choices.
That's what he does every single game.
Yeah.
No, that's usually me.
We need to be making the most out of our time where no one will tell us no.
I do very specifically remember having that.
Yeah.
He's Artemis the Alchemist.
Just bear
Would
in
you
mind.
say I'm familiar with Bathory?
The hint is the facial.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Trent's gonna get us all killed, guys. Like, just
Yeah, I don't feel confident enough to do that even with a +9 to the roll. 7.
Are you trying to strive?
Worse.
Maybe.
I told him about the Steph incident with the cracked orb in the last campaign, which may or may not be affecting his judgment on this particular
No,
instance.
more that she could probably scribe back at me pretty goddamn easily.
Oh, you can get a tattoo that deals with that.
Probably not in Camelot.
Yeah.
Probably not.
So Bear and Carver, where you guys would be?
Damn it.
At the moment, you're currently playing with Crux. Cross is out in the lawn, just waiting, staring at the tower or the keep. Sorry. What about you two?
I apparently do not know how paper operates.
Where do you want to be?
I was hoping you were chopped.
There's no laws when you're riding bear claws.
Are the guards still circling the church?
Are the guards still?
No, they are still in the church, but they're motionless at the moment. They're just kind of just standing outside.
I mean, we can definitely find a path that takes us past the church.
Yeah.
Y'all kind of stick out.
Do.
We're just walking by.
Yeah, casual bear.
So, what I'm hearing is that you're currently at the top of the tower, looking down, looking at the church.
Yeah.
Okay, Bear, where will you be?
Is there a bear rug anywhere in the tower?
Where?
No.
There
They
is
removed
now.
it out of respect for you.
Which floor would you want to be in?
Yes.
There's a staff member working in the tower, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Bear's gonna figure out what room she's in.
She would be in the bottom one with the kitchen.
Okay, Bear's gonna be outside the door to it, doing his best impersonation of a bear rug.
Beautiful.
You were about to take bludgeoning damage from my foot.
Oh, that's great. I love it. Okay. Okay. Can I have all you guys roll a perception check?
Like mouth open, the
Yeah.
whole 9.
Actually, one.
Beautiful.
Did we
A 6.
both nat
Okay.
one? I don't see shit.
Yeah, y'all busy. What did you get?
I only have a 24.
On the off chance that
Okay.
the DC is 5, I will let you know that after modifiers it is a 6.
Okay. Great.
After modifiers,
Well,
minus
I say
one.
only because I have a +9.
Okay. So, Saerus, you're busy playing with your lovely bird. You're waiting outside, just like staring up. You are staring at the church and hoping to see if there's anything that can give you aid. Bear claw.
I just sneeze uncharacteristically.
When he sneezes, you see that as the sun is setting, the moon is out, and there are some gas lights outside, and there is light from the inside of the tower, kind of shadow cascading outward. You see Crosshatch's shadow rotate and move, and then come back.
Just a shadow.
I apparently didn't fucking see this.
Freaky.
Not one gonna not one.
Who is the closest, not the random staff person to Bear Claw?
Cross. Yeah, 20 feet away, maybe 15.
Bearclaw's gonna walk through the tower making a bunch of noise.
Walk through the tower making a bunch of noise?
Yeah.
Okay, so you open the door, and as you open it, what's your passive?
19.
19. As you startle,
Matilda?
yes, Matilda, who was working there.
I perceive the grass growing.
That's loud. You see quickly something hugging on the wall, making a circle. It looks like just a shadow on the wall moving, just clawing, making a circle.
Cool. I would like to thorn whip the thing.
Roll me an attack.
Am I seeing this happen?
You see Bear moving, making a lot of noise, and then fungus grows from its arm, reaching to the ceiling.
Floppy vine-like fungus.
Roll the dice. Thank you. That is a 22 to hit.
22 definitely hits. Roll me some damage.
Cool. I have to pull up the spell to see that.
I am fully awake and hearing this happen, right?
Because it's not on.
You hear Bearclaw bust the door, make noise. Ah, what's that? And that's what you hear at this current second. Leaves D6s?
Yeah, it's 1d6.
Okay.
That's on 2.
Okay.
2 points to thorn.
As you impact and hit it, you see that it's almost like you're hitting the wall, but it stopped maybe about 4 or 5 inches from actually hitting the wall. So you hit what looks to be like this shadow clawing on the walls.
Oh wait,
Yes.
Sorry, it's 2d6 because I hit 5th level.
7.
7.
7's better than 2.
7 is different from 2. Oh, that's the wrong
Would have
way.
given me the level earlier like we discussed, it would have been 3d6.
Yeah.
As it just it looks at you. You see, kind of deflates and then crawls into the ceiling.
Fucking hell. First we have the bagman, now we have invisible silverfish.
Bearclaw is going to loudly and common state that the tower is haunted.
You all hear the tower's haunted, yeah.
Detect magic.
You're on the. You don't detect anything.
So I assume I see. I'm
Also, you can see through the window as a spell was casted. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to step in and say to Bearclaw, or beam to Bearclaw. Where did it go? What?
Whip up.
You're gonna comical breath in, despite the fact that I don't breathe.
I can see you.
Dissonant whispers.
2?
Huh?
2. What's your target?
The shadow thing, as long as it can hear me. I'm being loud.
Because with that logic, everybody's affected.
You whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of your choice within range can hear, racking it with terrible pain.
So within range can hear. Does not mean you still need to see the target. You still need to know what the target is.
You have to be able to target something. And just give me a vague direction isn't a target.
I guess that makes sense. Okay. So if you point, I guess I will step back a little
The
bit.
dissonant whispers the floorboard.
Right.
You don't see it.
The ceiling shakes a bit.
So
With
with
your
that,
magical eyes, you don't see
I
it.
do have to put something on the field. Technically, we already made contact.
What
with
do your
him.
cross eyes see?
That's what I say.
What do my cross eyes see?
You don't see anything with
Hey,
your
Jesus.
magic eyes.
How far away is that room?
What?
How far away is that room?
What room?
The room that Bearclaw's in.
Maybe 20, 30 feet. Through stone.
Okay, by walking.
Maybe 20 feet. I don't know. We'll see in a minute. Thank you.
Hey, I recognize that tower.
Oh boy.
We're using it.
That looks like our tower.
Repurposing this tower.
That looks suspiciously like ours.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I would argue that is actually our tower.
That is actually your tower. But they're not here.
No, this is the keep we're staying in. You already said that, Ryan. But thank you.
They're not here.
Look, there's
You're
a
not
dummy.
here.
Yeah.
One's down that you're laying on.
One's down and feeling caressed.
Oh yeah, no. When I was done with the target dummies, the one that I had claimed,
Yeah.
I'm dragging to the front door of the
Okay. You can put
keep
it
and just propping it up.
Oh no, I have a buddy when I nap.
You're playing there.
Yes.
If we can't collapse the tower, it's still in there.
No, this
This
is
is
we're not
not our
actually in
tower.
our tower.
This is
We're,
the
the
keep.
tower is being
Yeah.
used
This
as
is yeah.
representation.
Exactly.
That was my point.
Gotcha.
And
Was that
Bear.
it's
I was
confusing
yeah, I
for
was
plans.
memeing.
I would highly advise if you guys need to look up. You can stay at the center. That's not enough. That's not gonna
Yeah, it
last.
doesn't need to be in there.
Okay.
Just put it.
I know I've got a weird whip.
Okay. We're whips there.
Okay, I asked Bear where it went, and I guess when he points the whip up, I'm gonna just storm up the
Should I
stairs,
use that camera?
Yeah, you can use that camera.
abandoning all pretext of
You don't have to be in
silence.
battle. You're good right now. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
We did our best.
Did our copy.
Oh, that looks like. I think that's good.
How do you get sued by Jesus?
Okay. So you're marching up, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm on the second floor.
You're going to start moving to the second floor. What is everybody else doing? You're playing with your baby. You heard that noise.
I'm gonna tell him to just stay there. Stay here.
Okay.
And I'll throw like maybe a piece of meat.
She goes over to the meat. Okay. Carver, what do you do?
In primordial.
Running down to where
Okay. So
those sound came from.
then you will be here in this floor as they're doing their thing, and you will be up here. Bear, where are you going?
She was still in the room, right?
Yes, and I need a mini for.
Bear will say to her, "Be still. Your protection is our top priority."
Suddenly, Bear's a cop.
No, I do my job.
She'll say, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna hide back here. For whatever you're doing." So you say that you're in the tower. Bear, where are you? Are you moving up? Or are you staying where you are?
No, Bear's staying here to protect her
Okay.
from whatever.
Okay. Just make it. All right. So as you guys move in that specific direction, you don't see anything happening at the moment. You move down to where he is at. You see that the firebird goes to the corner, starts eating a piece of raw meat. You guys start heading to. Well, you head to the second floor, right?
Right.
Okay. So the party's completely split. Cool.
I mean, in a tower.
In a tower.
How bad could it be?
Pretty great, actually. Okay, so once you're in the second floor, yes. Let's leave that off. What you see across is
My passive's like 15, for what it's worth.
a shadow figure crawling on the ground. Once it makes a circle around, starts crawling on the wall, extending and making a circle above the ceiling. Oh wait, nighttime. Moonlighting. Sure.
What is that?
And I guess I'm gonna just dissonant whispers then.
Okay.
Now that I've made contact with it and I know what
Sure.
I'm aiming
You all
at.
hear what is that? Dissonant whispers, you said?
Yeah.
What type of damage is that? Psychic?
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever kind of damage this.
Target makes whiz save.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw is a total of 16.
That matches my whiz save.
It's taking damage?
It's taking half.
Okay, please tell me.
So 3d6 at level 1.
As you guys hear the distant whispers as he screams down below, and you feel the ground move a little bit.
That's going to be 6d6 and a half. Aren't spell slots on Warlocks great? 5, 10, 15, 16 plus 7 is 23. 24 and a half is 12. 12 points psychic.
Alright. As the energy, this thing starts squeezing itself and floating and just kind of in the middle of the room, just grabbing its body and shaking and starts stretching out. Completely disappears. What are you guys doing upstairs?
I was planning to go down and see what's happening.
Okay. Also that you make it downstairs in just enough time to see this thing explode. What about Carver? And what Bearacade, you're staying downstairs to protect her? Got it.
We're gonna be coming down.
Okay. And also that you're probably about here, and you're about here. So, as that happens, you start hearing screams from the town.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna immediately say, I think these are the shadow creatures that Lancelot's talking about.
I'll say that bearer, you see a shadow moving here, starts spinning. We'll use the same one because this just looks like a baby bunny. Starts spinning around the pole, move, starts rotating around the tables.
And I can see it out the window.
Yeah.
Was that a clear line of sight?
That is a clear line of sight. I would say so, yeah.
Shadow creatures, signs of
Since the door's right there.
When we were fighting the Colossus, the shadowy...
I drop a second level moonbeam on one. Or on the one that's out.
That's a con save?
What they
Yeah.
They got
That's a
apprehended
dirty
by
20.
Lancelot and Arthur.
Man, this game's rigged. Not quick.
I'm sorry. Does it take anything? It still takes half, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's gonna go ahead and take 14, half is 7 radiant.
Okay.
You're down to 10.
I'm starting with the weak ones.
Okay, as the beam hits it and just crumbles to the ground and starts trying to claw at it, what is everyone else doing? Because that's currently happening at it at the moment.
I'm just going to beam into the heads of Carver and Saerus. Strange shadow thing. It apparently can hear because I dissonant whispers did, and it poofed. A little more information than Bear saying the place is haunted.
So what do we do?
go outside.
Bearacade is working on imperfect information.
Sorry, are you following?
I'm gonna go to...
Are you following as well?
Is there a window on the second floor?
Sure.
Alright, yeah, no, I'll just follow them instead of being
No, I was gonna
bougie
go...
and blinking out.
When that happens,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go upstairs and see if Crux is okay.
Okay.
And then if
Perfectly fine eating at the
if
moment.
he's
Sure.
fine, I'm just gonna go.
Like, you guys have been technically trying to investigate this thing for about 30 seconds. He's still eating his little treat. Yes. And like,
Is there a floating bathroom?
That's a good question. That is an important
up in the sky?
relevant question.
perception, please.
14. No, that is perception. That is a 9.
Not that you see.
For
Yes.
the future reference, if the thing's a shape changer, it has disadvantage.
It does, and it's not.
Okay.
You will see that this thing starts crawling underneath the bench.
Oh, its turn starts?
Yes.
Okay, it makes another con save.
9.
9?
Yeah.
Hey!
Okay.
This man over here working the magical spotlight.
That's gonna be 12.
Okay. As soon as it starts
Great.
crawling underneath, you see that its tail starts burning, and it's singed, kind of almost like a wick, just constantly moving through, and the whole thing burns before it even gets underneath. And then, as far as you can see the castle to the side. You see about 2 or 3 crawling on the castle. And before you hear it, oh! Fuck. What's his voice? Sean, no, not this time! And you see a little, like, hit it and just hear an explosion. And you start hearing screams from inside. Well,
Camelot's being raided again.
you start hearing screams, and people start moving to the streets. You start hearing people shout, "I can't hit it, I can't cut it." What do we do?
Is there... Bearclaw's going to move outside. Is there another one within 60 feet that he can see?
From your area, no.
They realized we were bad juju.
I'm gonna drop concentration on the moonbeam I had up.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back upstairs, grab the bag that Crooks can fit on.
Okay.
That we can. And I'll ask him. I don't feel that you're safe. I want you to be with me when we go on this adventure, but I need you to hide. They might be after you.
If it makes you feel more comfortable that I protect you, then I will protect you.
Please.
And then it crawls into the bag and just nuzzles in.
What's
Oh,
up
but-
with even making strong, independent pet creatures?
Because
Spiderman's
shut
just
up.
like, I will punch you.
I don't know.
But
Shut
I
up.
will also
Crux is like, I
Just
will
like,
hate
how can I make Cinnabon?
ask him to
thing
please
I could do
stay
with a bag
hidden,
of holding.
Okay.
so they won't see you.
Alright. So you said you see that after like 2 minutes when you're like outside again, it's asleep.
Okay.
The sun's out. I mean gone. It's asleep. So as you see the entire
So I'm gonna try.
land of Camelot screaming and screaming. What are we doing, guys? Yes.
Are they attacking the church?
If you climb back up, I will say that yes, you managed to see a shadow go into the church. I will ask, it'll be your choice, but you can roll a perception or a insight. And I'll say that as you guys are pretty much either looking throughout, looking at the top of the tower, looking at the city, wherever you would choose to be, but perception or insight.
Insight.
And that would be to everybody, if you want to.
24.
24 insight?
Oh, for fuck's sake. 8.
Okay.
27 perception.
Okay.
11 perception.
So,
I'm just running out into the street.
Fairclaw, you keep seeing that they're going in and it's jumping from one house to the next house to the next inn, and it's very uniform. And they go to the bottom, circles around, goes to the top, goes to the next one. Continues doing that.
They're looking for something.
Your Carver, as you're watching this, y'all attacked them. They had a chance to retaliate, and instead they kept moving forward. They're searching for something. They're looking for something.
They're looking for someone.
They're looking for some bird.
And as you guys are thinking about this, you notice they go from the top, circle around each corner of the room, go to the top each corner of that room, and then immediately go to the immediate next room where they're at. And if they miss something, they go back and relook at the bottom, relook at the top, and then head over to the immediate next one. You see a couple of them looking at each other as they stay for a second, they float around, they pass through each other, and they continue doing this. You'll see maybe the largest gathering will be about 5 or 6 of them that pass through each other, and then each one goes a separate way.
In character, barrel. Doesn't Arthur have a weird shadow thing right now?
Weird shadow thing. What you talking about, Bear?
Well, like he said it to us like 5 times last night. They have a weird shadow in their dungeon.
They have
Yeah.
you have someone from the Shadowfell.
Yeah. They're trying to do a Shadowfell Phage jailbreak thing.
Where?
I don't know about that. Why would they search the houses for that?
No, Bear is.
I don't know where he's being held.
Bear is supposing that thing is causing this.
Ah.
I hope
Weird.
any of this is legible or spellable. Readable?
We're shadow exterminators.
Yeah.
You're thinking too big. You know,
Shade
down a little bit.
busters.
Yeah.
Sorry, maybe that's the wrong word. Secret messengers. What's your perception? If any go inside Camelot, you start seeing, Castle Camelot. You start seeing bright lights flash, and every now and then you'll hear a "yeah" from inside.
Bro.
We need to help.
I don't know what we can do about that.
I am running into the
What we
street.
can do about that.
Okay, you're running to the street.
Yeah, like one at the ready,
Sure.
just like, what's
Also-
up?
But also,
Okay.
I'm gonna say we need to head probably to Camelot. I think what Barry is saying kind of makes sense.
Yes.
We need to know what they're looking for if they are.
I want to find one. Would a detect magic on one of them determine whether they are a product of a spell?
When you cast detect magic, there seems to be two faint auras of magic around you. If you consecrate, one is necromancy, and one has a fainted and fleeing, almost invisible now, conjuration. Let me double check that one second.
BoisClub about to go after dark.
Yeah, conjuration. So conjuration magic is almost fleeting, and by the I would say 6-minute mark of your spell, nobody has that conjuration magic on them anymore. It's just necromancy. And so you spot one jumping from one house to another house.
You last.
Roll me to hit.
Both beams going right at it.
Okay.
What's up? I'm going shade busting. Natural 20 for the first one,
Okay.
and a natural 1 for the second.
Confirm both.
That cancels.
Just don't get the one.
All right. Rolling to confirm the natural 20. That is a 4.
Okay.
Rolling to confirm the natural 1. That is a 5.
Okay, so you don't hit yourself or anything. Just double the dice damage.
Yep. So we're back to
2d10?
2d10 plus 4. Yeah, because only one beam hits. Yeah, yeet. That is
percentile. We've done that.
It has a little.
that is 23 points force damage.
For the purpose of this, also that you hit it, and as you hit it, half its body completely goes away as it starts crawling underneath the house. And as you kind of look at it, it's still, even with literally half a body, is starting to move to each corner. And as you're kind of curious, you just wait for it to go close to you. And as you see it go close to you, its face opens up and tries to scare you, and you just literally walks past you as you're holding your wand. You're like, okay, blasts it as soon as it's 2 inches from you, completely dies. But it didn't. It tried to spook you, but it didn't try to attack you.
They're gathering information. I think we need to kill the ones with the most, which would be the ones at the castle.
So it sounds like we all are wanting to head into the castle.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say that as you guys head to castles to finish off tonight, you'll be blasting and cantripping and attacking, since you all do have magic weapons, these shadows. And they're not, because y'all do have magic, they're not the toughest foes, but none of them even attempt to defend themselves nor attack y'all. And I'll say it takes maybe about 2 hours into the night of you scouting, attacking, killing. It's a large castle. Before you see very exhausted Arthur think that's the last of them, and the screams have stopped. And that's where we're going to end tonight's game. And pick up tomorrow with Lena and Everlee not there. Swain is also with them. Yeah. With that really high perception, this was. I didn't really know how long this was going to take for you guys to figure out what's happening, but with that high perception, it was pretty quick.
Like I said, Bearclaw perceives the grass growing.
Bearclaw. I thought perceiving the passage of time was something like a DC 30 or something like that.
It's the highest DC I believe in the game is taking third. But alright guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll edit this, put it on YouTube and on all the other audio channels. Please don't forget to be kind to one another and love each other. We'll see you this Sunday for Magic Night.
Yeah.
Alright, fire back.
That we're definitely not canceling this time. I promise.